Hey guys, Bourbon Explorer here. Today I want to talk about barbecue, and I have been doing barbecue for quite a while now. I have gotten pretty good at it. It's just something I like to do. It's fun to pass the time, sit back, drink a cold beer. But there's just a lot of aspects to it that is particularly fun to me, like finding the smoker, getting it up to temperature, finding the meat, finding the ingredients, finding the rubs, the barbecue sauce, the injections, all of that stuff. I've been doing it for so long that I got into competitions. Okay, I started doing competitions. A lot of them were backyard stuff for the most part, and I would also join forces with a family member, and we've done legit KCBS type competitions as well. But anyway, the backyard competitions that I've done, I've always placed pretty well, usually in the top 5. I won a grand championship with a backyard KCBS competition, and that was just ribs and chicken. But nonetheless, I have been doing it for so long that I got pretty good at it, and I wanted to do something additional with it, right? I wanted to make money at it somehow. I thought about opening a restaurant and, doing all those grandiose things, but that is just a ton of money, a ton of time, and you basically have to change your life. Now, I'm not in a position to do that, right? I have kids. I have a mortgage payment. I have, expenses, this and that. I just can't swing that at this juncture in my life. So what I did is I started selling it at a restaurant. And I'm going to give you the steps on what you can do to actually do this for yourself, to have a little bit of a side income coming in. And it worked for me, so I'm sure it can work for you. I'm going to break it down to 5 steps. That's pretty simple to follow, and obviously deviate as you need to. But it's interesting what I did. It worked, and I thought I would share the experience with you. So let's go through these 5 steps. Step 1, find a restaurant, okay? There are restaurants everywhere, right? All over. Surely you can find a restaurant that is interested in a new idea. Maybe they already have barbecue. Maybe they don't. The restaurants that I went to, they did have barbecue, but they only had like ribs, or they only had pulled pork or something along those lines. It was really minimal. So, and it was done by the chef. Right? They don't have time to put the energy into it. They will probably take ribs, throw them in the oven, and throw some sauce on them, right? Anytime you go to a restaurant, they're always overdone, well overdone, and super sauced, just because they don't have time to mess with it, right? They have everything else on the menu. So this is the key. Number 1, that's step 1. Find a restaurant where it's a one-owner restaurant, right? You don't want to go to a group, you don't want to go to a chain or anything like that, and see if it's something that can work for you. Obviously, it's got to be local because you're going to have to tend to it, right? So yeah, it's going to have to be local. You're going to want to have some kind of a Wi-Fi based probe system, or thermometer based system, so you can read the temperatures from your phone, make sure that nothing's going on with the smoker overnight, that sort of thing, which isn't that big of a deal, really. I mean, you can find them for $40, $50 now on Amazon. So anyway, that's step 1. Find the restaurant, make sure that it's suitable for you, that sort of thing. Step 2, meet with the owner. Talk to the owner. Tell them about your barbecue background. Tell them what you're doing and what you have done, and that you have an idea that you want to run past him, right? That's really the step 2. You really want to talk to the owner and kind of gauge their comfortability of it, see if they're open to it, and don't spend a lot of time with it. If it's something that they don't want to do or they're not excited about, then skip them. Go to the next place. There's hundreds of restaurants, at least where I'm at. You can go all over. There's restaurants everywhere. They want something new. They want something fresh. Look for those people who are more on the entrepreneurial side of things, so they have a little bit of an open mind about this. And you'll find a place eventually. Step 3, okay? Step 3, you're gonna do a cook for them, okay? I did brisket, right? So I already talked to the owner. That was step 2. And step 3, I wanted to do a cook for him, okay? And prove how good it was and what they thought of it. So I did a brisket personally, and that worked both times. And I've only done it to 2 places, really. I mean, I called around to see different restaurants if they're open to this sort of thing. But regardless, I found the place and I did a cook for them. I did the brisket and had them eat it, had them try it. I mean, that is the proof. The proof is in the pudding, right? I mean, it's there. That's what you want them to see and try, because then they're gonna know that, hey, oh wow, this is legit. You know, this is legit barbecue. This isn't something that a cook is thrown in the oven to do. It's going to be done with a smoker. It's going to be done with good rub, with injection, or sauce is good, you know, stuff like that. You're going to stand out. After he's tried it, you're going to pitch the idea to him, okay? What I did was I took 20% of the sales of all the barbecue dishes, okay? I only have 4 items on the menu, and I'll get into that later. But yeah, there are literally 4 items on the menu, and every time that they sold one, I get 20% of the take. Okay, it's that simple. It's simple for them. It's simple for them to do and figure out. So it's just not a big deal. And then by doing this, you don't have to worry about any of the overhead with expenses of like finding a commissary and making it there and then trying to go and sell it elsewhere. It's all there in the restaurant. They have all of this built out for you, right? So use it to your advantage. So anyway, that's step 3. Do a cook, pitch them the idea about you taking 20% or whatever that number is. Maybe it's 15. Maybe they only want to give you 15%. Find out what works for you and what works for them too. They'll be open to ideas. Okay, so that's step 3. Step 4, create the menu. After, you know, of course, after step 3, everything gets approved. You want to create the menu, and that is where that's where your ideas really come to fruition, right? That's where you're going to take your idea and you're going to create this menu. I did it pretty easily. I mean, I only cooked brisket and pork, pulled pork, right? 2 items, 4 items on the menu: brisket sandwich, pulled pork sandwich, brisket platter, pulled pork platter, and I also made beans. Okay, and that would just be an optional side. They could also use fries as well. In the restaurant, they just kicked in fries. It's not like I had to supply this stuff. They supplied the meats, and I'll get into this as well. They supplied the meats, they supplied the sides and stuff like that. I only supplied the rub, the sauce, and the injection. Okay, so in all of this stuff, you don't want to give them any of your secrets. So do your rubs, do your sauces and your injections at home and take it to the restaurant. That stuff is not, it can't really be contaminated for the most part, you know, unless there's some kind of sauce that has an expiration date on it. And I know that that injection, it's mainly phosphates, so that stuff just doesn't go bad. But even then, honestly, I didn't even use the injections as I should have. Okay, so anyway, back to the menu. So what I did for the menu is I had the 4 items, and I created a little postcard like this, you know, just a regular postcard with the menu on it. But I labeled it as my own restaurant, and I just called it something like Fire Barbecue, okay? So it's like a restaurant within the restaurant. And I made it on a little postcard, and I put it inside of every of the main menu, okay? It was an addition to the main menu. And of course, all the servers knew about it as well. So whenever they went, they say, yes, we have a special today, and it's barbecue, smoked barbecue. And it's from, you know, and it's by, you know, Firehouse Barbecue, or whatever you want to call it. You know, use your own name. This is your world. You get to do whatever you want. But yeah, create the menu, and that'll be included inside of the main menu. And work with the owners on that as well. It's up to you. Like I said, it's kind of your world. All right, and then step 5 is sell it on social media, right? That's the biggest thing. You're just going to sell this on social media. Put it out everywhere that you're doing this. All of your buddies, all of your family are going to show up. You do it once. If you do it once a week, they're liable to return, which is good, because that's going to show the restaurant that, hey, you're putting people in seats and they're selling. Okay, and if it takes off, if it's really good. If there's no good barbecue in the area, then all the better, right? I mean, that's the thing, is look for an area that really doesn't have a decent barbecue place, and then you'll start to gain some traction. And if you're making 20%, then that is great. You're gonna have a good little month of income. So yeah, sell it on social media. So yeah, that's what I did. and it worked for me. I did it for 2 different places, and I had an extra income of, you know, $500-600 a month. The few expenses that I had, like I said, were the rub, the sauce, and the injection. And again, with the injection, I don't even know if you have to use that. That's more of a secret sauce type of additive that you sell to the owner whenever you make it. So it's not really necessary. It's good for them to know that you do it. But when it comes down to it, the injection really doesn't separate it doesn't make the difference in my opinion. But maybe it does for you because you have something that works better. So who knows? Either way, that's what I did. It was good income. Anybody can do it. You use the facilities of the restaurant to your advantage, and that's how you can get yourself into actually making money, selling your barbecue, getting your friends out, your family out to the restaurant and whatnot. And it just goes from there. You know, if anything, it's going to be good practice. So anyway, there you have it. If you have questions at all, just let me know. Send me a message or send me a comment. Like, subscribe if you like to hear more things like this. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos just about different things like this, and also sticking to the bourbon too. I got my shelves built. I got my bar done, so I'm happy. I'm gonna relax tonight and have a bourbon myself. So anyway, take care, and I will talk to you next time.